Travis Wayne Goodsell. Two more news agencies, companies, whatever you want to call them, have added their companies to the list of those covering the Mormon billionaire leaves the church. Yahoo News saw earlier this morning, and an hour ago, CBS News. Billionaire resigns from Mormon church, says it is doing harm in the world. Christopher Brito. So I've got two more to add to the thumbnail that I did last night. So, yeah, I don't think there's anything new. They're just all repeating the same information in a different manner. But CBS likewise tried to reach out for comment from the church. That's interesting. And the church didn't respond. I don't remember this from Peggy's article. There's a quote from him. This paradigm, coupled with the sex-negative teachings and policies, has a series of immeasurable negative impacts on nearly all participating members and their neighbors and communities. Oh, he dated it for tomorrow. Okay. He attributed his exit in part because of how church leaders have created unhealthy paradigms around gender roles, exacerbated by canonized doctrines on polygamy. Yeah, I again pointed out further evidence that Joseph Smith did not practice polygamy, that it was the Danites doing it in secret. On W.W. Phelps. It is now up and available for you. It's a 2-hour tour. Plus, I think. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. So, yeah. It's not canon from Joseph. So, let's see if there's anything else new. It doesn't look like it. Again, no, 200 billion now. Ensign Peak Advisors has 200 billion as of the end of last year. We're still waiting for word on this year's editions, which will be out in January. And you got to understand that as the years go by, there's more for more interest. So it's exponentially increasing, which was what the membership was doing. But unlike in interest, yeah. So, for those of you who have been following my channel for the last several months, you'll remember that I was doing a push for September 22nd because of the coding that I found in the Joseph Smith history. But that date came and went. No abomination of desolation. And then I found out we're in a tetrad. Along with the Joseph Smith translation. Coded. In Revelation specifically. Revelation chapter 12. Because of the manner in which they redesigned the verses. That was a pattern corresponding with the Jewish holy day of the 5th day of Hanukkah. And so, again, I did videos for December 17th. And that's obviously come and gone, too. But if you'll notice, I've been attacked on both. On the first one, for September 22nd, YouTube attacked me, failed, and then I was cyber terrorized to be silent. They clearly did not like that I was exposing Joseph Smith's history as a date for the latter days. And I had to do the video, Terrorists Win. I'm silenced. And it wasn't until the secret Combination in America membership record booklet, the little black book that was exposed by the press, that I came back. And then, then I found out about what's contained in this book. The plot by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to overthrow not just the American government, but the world's governments. And then the tetrad with it. And then I mentioned this. And I had commenters saying, oh, there's no way you could know. That is just be a missionary, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. My life's now destroyed. Because I kept pushing for December 17th. If Joseph Smith did not encode things for the dates for these latter days, if nothing was going to happen on those days, and they didn't, why then was I punished so severely for exposing those dates? Wouldn't it have been just better for me to get really popular and then everybody find out that I'm wrong about Joseph? Wouldn't that have been a better damage to my career and reputation? Why destroy me? Why permanently silence me for exposing those dates? In the W.W. Phelps video, at the end, I threw in the part about how the church has only used the Spirit of God at 2 general conferences for the past several years. The first time was at the end of the Tetrad in 2014-2015. The second time was April Conference 2021, earlier this year, before this Tetrad. And let me go over it again for you, in case you're new and you hadn't gotten to the other video. We'll try to make sure that this video stays quicker, that I don't go too long. What are you doing? Stop it! Microsoft sucks. Let's see. Spirit of God. There it is. I think it's line 3. Stanza 3. Nope. Second. Restoring their judges and all as at first. W. Phelps wrote this before being threatened by the Danites in 1838. But there you see the Danites used W. Phelps. Restoring their Danites and all as at first before Joseph Smith and the 9/11 on 1826. Watch the video, or watch my other videos talking about it. Again, the conquering of the United States and the world. And I found out, was threatened with a simple, harmless thing, but I knew what it meant. And now I'm destroyed. I will be silenced. I will not be able to warn you of upcoming dangers. I will not be able to further expose the church for what they are currently plotting and planning. I will not be able to do further videos about other Mormons in history, like W. Phelps today. My time is running out. All because I exposed dates currently from Joseph Smith? That seems strange that they would go to so much trouble if I'm wrong, if I'm delusional, if I'm an anti-Mormon. So, yes, it has occurred to me that the intention of the enemy is not just to conquer governments, but also to destroy Christianity. And as we all know, Nelson is going full throttle on Jesus. He's done away with all things Mormon and pushing evangelical Jesus. His idol that he created for us in the April 2020 conference is exactly the same idol of Christianity. And again, I refer you to the first vision. And Nelson is purposely, along with the prophets, pissing people off. Blacks, women, LGBTQIAPO+. Mormons are leaving in mass. Not just in 2012, but this year. Because my brother can't find 15 million. It's too much for him. He found me, but the rest of you, he can't find you. And so the church isn't going to report membership numbers anymore. They've released their handbook, which they used to sue people who would release it. And now they're just bringing it out. Here it is. Oh, I can join the Church of Satan. Cool. I won't lose my temple recommend. I can have sex with my sister. Won't lose my temple recommend. And other horrible, awful things. And you won't lose your temple recommend. You can tell your bishop in full confidence, I'm good to go, because I paid a full tithing. That's all they want. It's just awful what's in that handbook. No wonder they kept it a secret all these decades. But yeah, they don't like all this pressure from blacks, women, LGBTQIAPO+, and the poor. They purposely speak out against us. They're purposely abandoning us with natural disasters. I told you back when it first happened in Kentucky and the surrounding areas, the record-breaking tornado outbreak off-season. The church didn't respond, and they still haven't. Yesterday, they finally put up a news article on it, but only to say that they didn't do anything about it. That members were now evaluating the damage. They abandoned us. They went all in about the Philippines. Oh yeah, the church is in there helping, gonna get them what they need, basic necessities, shelter, blah blah blah. Philippines, not Americans, not Utahns. Why? Well, it's because Albert Pike wants to destroy Christianity. And the only way to destroy Christianity, and thus Mormonism, is to show there is no Jesus. He's not coming. And so they torture and they destroy. And from the ashes of the destroyed church, everything is a new slate. Salt Lake Temple destroyed, bye-bye inverted pentagram. Nobody will ever know now. Book of Mormon gone, Joseph Smith gone, everything gone. All the historical records gone. And so the church is just able to say, hey, we know what's best for you, follow us, Jesus. Or even Lucifer even. If you got all Christians gone out of the way, Lucifer the light bearer, he gives you intelligence. Right out in the open. Wouldn't that be weird? See, for you guys, that would be horrifying to find Nelson talking about Lucifer, how great a guy he is, how we all need to obey him. And yet, he's already done it. While you guys were fooling around, disagreeing with him about lazy learners, I did the video on he declared himself the Antichrist. So, be careful, guys. Something's coming. And I'm running out of dates to connect to Joseph Smith. But tomorrow, he's dated it for tomorrow, but put it out Monday. Tomorrow is Joseph Smith's birthday. What a better way to destroy the church than on his birthday. And if you're going, well, the church isn't going to be destroyed. Are you sure it's not in Scripture already? Are you sure? Because Joseph Smith has several talking about it. We'll start with section 1, since that's the preface. He's talking to a religious organization. For they, so we have to figure out who they are, have strayed from mine ordinances, and have broken mine everlasting covenant. Who's they? Catholics? No, they never had those. No Christian has had those. Only Mormons of Joseph Smith's church. He's speaking of the future. Shall perish in Babylon, even Babylon the Great, which shall fall. Brigham Young's organization has fooled Mormons into thinking that's the United States of America. Notice they did not decode it. They did not decode it as America. They can't do that because then everybody would know that the Mormons are anti-American, seeking to overthrow the government. But it's not. Joseph Smith, remember? Constitution hang by a thread? It's actually from 19 July 1840. Why isn't that in our Doctrine and Covenants? Well, because Joseph Smith sort of knows he's going to be murdered and calls a certain quorum Judas. And so, yes, the great and abominable church shall fall. And then the other one is a parable in section 101, starting in verse 43. And there's others, but like section 45, section 103, verse 16, and 85 with W.W. Phelps. And so, starting in verse 43, I'll now show unto you a parable concerning the redemption of Zion in the latter days. And so, verse 51. The enemy came by night, broke down the hedge, and the servants of the nobleman. The manual says that's you, Mormons. So who then are the olive trees? The 12 tribes of Israel olive trees. And were affrighted and fled. Mormons would flee? But who's the olive trees? What do they do? And the enemy destroyed their works. See, there it is. The destruction of the Salt Lake Temple. Bye-bye inverted pentagram. Nobody will ever see it ever again. And broke down the 12 tribes of Israel olive trees, who we have no idea who they are, because the manual tells us that Mormons are the servants. Well, they're the stakes, Travis. Really? So the stake buildings, which are the works, but then what is the olive trees? They're the stakes. You mean the people? Well, no, the stakes. You're twisting the scriptures, Travis. You're trying to make the church look bad. So yeah, this is what's coming. This is what I've been postponing by exposing the dates. And when I run out of dates, when I'm no longer able to do videos to warn you about dates, it will come. I have saved your lives, or postponed the saving of your lives, as the prophets purposely are going to destroy this church. Finally. They used Joseph Smith like they used W.W. Phelps. And then they're just going to destroy it and start all over again from the ashes. So that they won't have to talk about Joseph, not even Brigham. And just start where they are and say, hey, this destruction is because of you guys. We have to tell you what to think and what to believe. Anybody watch the Hunger Games? Yeah. So, laugh it up. Well, you can, because the devil don't support his own.